mga kabaka, mga kasaka, mga kabayan at mga kabayani, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ito po muli si Arnel Corpus dito sa Adelaide River Farms, dito sa Pulumulok, South Cotabato. Ay buwabati po sa inyo ng isang magandang gabi. At ngayong gabi po ay napakaganda po ang topic ngayong gabi. No? Pero bago ko yan ipakilala, ay gusto ko munang ipakilala ang ating partner sa Adelaide River Farms. Unahin natin ang ating partner dito sa Adelaide River Farms, Jensen, si Pastor Julius. Bati po, Pastor Julius.
Hello, magandang gabi ho sa lahat. It's our pleasure to be here para naman makapag-discuss ng mga topic na tsak na makakatulong sa ating lahat. God bless everybody.
Okay. Yes, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
We have 33, 34 viewers at the moment. Siguro, well, we're on air already. Antayin lang natin umangat ng konti. Siguro, let's give it like 4 minutes pa before we formally start the session.
Okay. Sige, bati muna, Paul. Kung sino yung mga gusto mong i-shoutout dyan. Si
anyway,
Boss DA. Siguro.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Yan po sa lahat po ng panig sa ating bansa. Sana po, safe po tayong lahat. No? Malapit na pong matapos itong ECQ natin. Naway magpatuloy po tayong maging ligtas. Sa pamamagitan po ng konting pamamaraan namin ito, sana po makapagbahagi po kami sa inyo ng kaalaman sa pag-aalaga ng baka ngayong gabing ito. Maraming salamat po and stay tuned.
So yan po, habang inaantay po natin at bago natin i-introduce ang ating bisita, babati muna ako sa mga kababayan ko dyan sa Luzon. Dagay mga kabagyan mi nga Ilocano, Ita Luzon, lalong-lalo na dyan sa Ita La Union, Pangasinan, Ita Season Pangasinan, ita naga po ni Apong ko. Ni Apong ko Lakay came from Bawang La Union na imbang Arabia maamin. But of course, the whole of northern Luzon na imbag nga rabiyo am amin apo sapay kumata dita kay na siya at na pamagbagit at tarabi agyaman kami nga dito kayo manen. So at the moment we have 67 viewers and of course sa Southern Tagalog, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Alam ko po dito sa bandang Kamsur marami po tayong mga kaibigan diyan na nagaantabay po sa atin, no. So mula ngayon po ay every Friday na po tayo 8 PM na sa ERF talk po natin. So ayan po. And of course, sa mga sa mga kaibigan natin, pakilagay po kung saan po kayo nanonood. Sa mga kapwa ko OFW, ang guest po natin ngayon ay isang OFW. So mamaya papakilala po natin. And of course, sa Kabisayaan, mayong gabi sa inyong tanan, no? Nanapod si Arnel Corpus, Paul Alcoriza, si Pastor Julius, o nga to ang bisita karong gabi, no? Mo greet me sa inyo og mayong gabi. Mayad nga gabigid sa inyo tananda sa Panay Island and balik diri sa Mindanao. Mayong gabi sa tanang taga Mindanao, especially here in Jensen na simula bukas ang Jensen will be on modified general community quarantine, so medyo maluwag na. Pero ganun pa man, kahit na medyo lumuwag na, ay sana wag tayong magpakakampante dahil mahirap pong kalabanin ang COVID, hindi po natin nakikita. So habang nag-aantay po tayo ng ibang mga participants po natin, gusto ko lang din po batiin ang governor po namin dito sa South Cotabato kung saan po yung Adelaide River Farms located. Ang aming very active, siya rin magbabaka, si Governor Junjun Tamayo. Gov, mayong gabi sa imo. And of course, kanina may dumalaw po sa atin ang ating very active at very handsome na board member ng South Cotabato, si board member Moon Mati, ang husband po ng ating mayor sa Pulumulok na si Mayor Hani Lumayag Mati. Sir and ma'am, magandang gabi po sa inyo. And of course, kay Kagawad GR Falcon, dumalaw po kanina. Sir, ready na po yung kambing nyo for pick up tomorrow. Salamat po sa pagdalaw. And of course, ang aming pinakamagandang kapitana sa aming barangay, si Kapitan Marivic Tubo. Kap, mayong gabi idi sa imo. Salamat kayo nga ang Adelaide River Farms located sa imong barangay. And pasalamat me that you really take care of your people there in Glamang, no? So, and of course, sa aming brother na mayor dito sa General Santos City, Mayor Ronil Rivera, Kuyang, magandang gabi po, and sana nasa safe po kayong kalagayan. So anyway, mag-umpisa na po tayo. Introduce ko po sa inyo, ang atin pong bisita ngayon ay kapwa ko po OFW. Nasa Jakarta, Indonesia po kasalukuyan ang ating guest ngayon. Pero gusto ko lang po basahin sa inyo ang kanyang background. Halos nagsabay kami ni Brother Julius sa pagtrabaho sa Bakahan. Kasi nung nag-start ako sa Dialco Farm, sa tatay ni Paul Alcoriza, is 1994. So nauna ka sa akin ng isang taon. Because ang guest natin, he used to work for livestock division of Del Monte, Philippines from 1993 to 2005. So he is originally from Manolo Portage in Bukidnon, dito sa Mindanao. And also at the moment, he is currently based in Jakarta, Indonesia. So malapit sa puso ng guest natin ang mga kapwa nating OFW. At sabi niya nga kanina, kahit na medyo matagal-tagal na siya sa Jakarta, ay yung kanyang experience na 12 years sa pagbabaka, hindi niya makalimutan. So ang guest po natin ay merong 12 years experience as a cattle nutritionist of Del Monte Philippines Livestock Operations, formulating cattle feeds for the 10,000 head feedlot, 3,000 head breeding herd, and 350 heads of dairy herd, and of course including horses. So napakalawak po ng experience ng ating guest ngayong gabi. And of course, kasama din dyan sa 12 years na experience ng ating guest ay ang sourcing of cattle feedstuff for feedlot, dairy, and breeding herd all over Mindanao for locally available feedstuff and of course abroad for additives in soybean meal, no? So ayan po. And then of course kasama din diyan yung handling of feeding trials, no? Alam niyo yung paggawa ng trials, isa din yan sa talagang nagbigay sa akin ng dagdag kaalaman dahil ako personally, I have done several trials with yung Commonwealth Scientific Research ng Australia, yung CSIRO. So itong guest natin have done feeding trials and experiments related to management of cattle operations and cattle nutrition, including studies on meat quality of cattle in relation to feeding. And of course, 12 years of experience in managing cattle feed preparations, silage making, feed milling, and storage of feedstuff, including quality control of mixed feeds and individual feedstuff, no? So mga kababayan, ang guest po natin ngayong gabi ay ang isi-share po niya is ang kanyang experience. So gusto po naming maintindihan ninyo na itong mga experience na to ay hindi po natin pwedeng questionin kasi ito yung personal experience po, no? Katulad sa akin, personal experience po namin, actual po namin itong karanasan sa pagpapakain ng baka, no? So may mga during the presentations papasok po every now and then kasi of course ang experience nila sa Del Monte feeding those 10,000 heads of feeder cattle at saka 3,000 herd animals at yung experience namin sa Dialco at saka later on yung experience ko sa Australia, of course may iba-ibang variation yan, pero bottom line is mapataba natin yung baka sa pinakamurang pagkain. So without further delay, introduce ko po sa inyo ang ating kabayani, kapwa nating OFW na ngayon ay nasa Jakarta, Indonesia, si Brother Julius Tahale. Pastor, Brother Julius, magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Woohoo!
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Arnel. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Good evening to you, Paul, and Pastor Julius as well.
Gabi, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Brother Julius.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Loud and clear.
Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me the time to be able to share what I have experienced in cattle fattening, cattle breeding, and management of dairy. In return to the cattle industry, we would personally, I would like to give back to the cattle industry in the Philippines, because God has given me a lot into this industry. Can you imagine 12 years of my life has been spent into this cattle industry, especially in the feeding of cattle for fattening. So what I would be sharing this evening is to just give a brush through of what are the locally available feedstuff that could be used for cattle feeding. Kasi marami diyang mga feedstuff pero hindi na di-discover na pwede palang papakain ng baka. But the important thing is we have to understand what are these kinds of feedstuff. Kailangan natin maintindihan kung ano yung strength nito, kung paano natin ibigay sa baka. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng ibigay lang natin sa baka, bahala na yung baka na mag dito. So we have to prepare the feeds properly so that it will be very beneficial to cattle, especially that we are fattening cattle. We do not just feed the cattle for just for the sake of feeding, but we are feeding the cattle for fattening. Okay, so there are many locally available feeds that could be used in feeding cattle. Can you imagine feeding 10,000 heads of cattle? It's a big responsibility, you know. Kasi pag maubusan tayo ng feeds ng 10,000 heads, where would we get that one? So it was a big responsibility for me. I have to plan ahead. Kailangan kong titingnan yung mga alternatives. Kaya nga, because of that, I was able to explore many different kinds of feedstuff, including yung banana peelings. Yun, ginagamit namin yan. There are really times na medyo scarce yung mga feedstuff, so we have to resort to certain feedstuff that were not used to be fed to cattle, but we have to explore how. So ganyan yung mga nangyayari because it is important that feed should be available all the time when it is needed. So let me start with sharing to you the understanding of the very basics of the stomach of the ruminant, particularly the cattle. So the ruminants is composed of 4 basic compartment. The first one is the rumen, and then we have the reticulum, omasum, then abomasum. Now, what is important, the most important thing is the rumen, because this is where the first breakdown of the feeds that are given to the cattle happens. So just bear in mind that ruminants is different from non-ruminants or simple stomached animals. This one, the ruminants have a capability of digesting feeds that could not be digested by simple stomached animals. Okay, so this is just some background. I'll move through. Now in cattle feeding, let me move a little bit. So in cattle feeding, there are 2 main components. We have the roughage and we have the concentrate. Now we're talking, even if you are feeding cattle for breeding or you are feeding a dairy cattle, it is still important to understand kung ano itong roughage at ano itong function ng concentrate. So the roughage, ito yung fibrous materials in the vegetable feedstuff which aids in the passage of food and waste products through the gut. And then it stimulates the rumen papillae so that the digestion of feeds is improved. And also it helps in the cleaning of the lining of the intestine for efficient absorption of nutrients. So ito talaga yung ang function ng roughage. And with the roughage, ma-prevent natin yung tinatawag natin na bloating. Yeah, mag-bloat yung stomach ng animal. It will drastically affect the performance of your animal sa pagpatinain. On the other side naman, itong concentrate na naman, ito yung nag-provide ng needed nutrients talaga because these are, kaya nga tinatawag na concentrate kasi concentrated yung nutrients niya. Okay, so it provides the needed nutrients in bigger percentage that satisfies the nutrient requirements of the animals, the protein, energy, vitamins, and trace minerals. Now, it contains more digestible materials than roughage. Because roughage, there are more fiber than the protein, energy, vitamins, and trace minerals. So let's move a little bit. Okay, just brush through with roughage to concentrate ratio. I would like not discuss this more, but it is important to understand that you need to know what is the roughage to concentrate ratio on a dry matter basis. Okay, so for example, 40-60, magkano yung ibibigay mo sa roughage every day to an animal, and magkano yung ibibigay mo na concentrate per day to an animal, because it is very important in terms of economics. Okay, in terms of economics. So later on, maybe we can discuss more of this one in another session. Okay.
Yes, Brother Julius, could you just go back on that slide? Gusto ko lang i-share yung may nakalagay kasi diyan yung dry matter basis ano. Kasi sa ngayon, maraming mga traditional farmers na they are wet feeding, and gusto ko lang based on my experience na kung makikita nyo po sa presentation ni Brother Julius, ang nakalagay dyan is dry matter basis. Ang ibig sabihin, pag compute natin ang pagkain ng baka is based on the dry matter. So, ang tanong ngayon, ang lagi nagtatanong, anong point ng wet feeding? No? Actually, kahit sa ibang bansa, walang nagwi-wet feeding. No? It's more on, I think it's more on traditional na ginagawa ng mga magsasaka natin dito sa Pilipinas. Pero ang gusto ko lang i-drive dyan is sa pag-formulate ng pagkain ng baka, hindi kasama sa binibilang natin or kino-compute natin yung basang bahagi ng pagkain. That's why we have to reconsider yung paglalagay ng basang pagkain o paglalagay ng tubig doon sa ration ng baka. So yun lang po ang gusto kong idagdag doon. Go ahead, Brother Julius.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brother Arnel. And let's move on. Again, I'd like to emphasize that bloating is one of the enemy of cattle fattening, because when an animal is bloating, it greatly affects the appetite. It greatly affects. It's very uncomfortable to the animal. Kaya nga yung baka hindi tataba. Okay, so this is a disorder sa usually it happens in the rumen. Okay, one of the principles of feeding is proper nutrition starts with selecting the right kind of feedstuffs. So, but the beauty with cattle feeding, cattle fattening is that there is a garbage that is garbage in, and the animal converts that into meat, right? But it has to be a garbage that is palatable to the animal, that is not toxic, but it is fit for animal consumption. Okay? Because normally here with the locally available feeds, ang ginagamit natin, actually they are garbage. They are byproducts of agricultural processing. And sometimes they are liabilities to some companies where to dump that. But when there are cattle that consumes that, it is translated into meat. So what are the main nutritional needs of cattle? The main nutritional needs of cattle, even for any kind of animal, when you fatten, is protein. We have energy. So energy, we term energy, it's represented by carbohydrates. Okay, and then water, of course, and vitamins and minerals. Now, normally these are supplied by the concentrate in bulk amount. The roughage supplies this one as well, but it's not as huge as the concentrate. So let's divide that. We will take a look at what are the feeds locally available that can supply protein, that can supply energy, and can supply, where are the sources of vitamins and minerals. So let's start with protein feeds. So some feedstuff that are locally available that can supply the protein needs of the cattle is copra meal. Now, copra meal, there are two copra meal that I'm putting here because they differ in quality. So I'll discuss that briefly after this. We have copramyl expeller, copramyl solvent type extraction. And corn gluten meal, this corn gluten meal is a byproduct of the extraction of oil from corn. So there is a corn oil. If there's a corn oil plant in your locality, then there is a corn germ meal that is a byproduct of that. That could be a very good source of protein. It's 20 to 30% protein for corn germ meal. Now we have spent grains. This is very common. This is the byproduct of making beer. Now I'm also dividing this into dry and wet spent grains, because it's important that you have also to make some decisions if you are going to use spent grains, because spent grains is difficult to store because it's wet. Now, if you store that for a prolonged period of time, if you are not storing that properly, that will just rot. It will not be good for feeding the animals. So the best way to store spent grain, if you are not ensiling spent grain, is to dry them. And drying spent grain, it will increase the amount of protein. It will increase because it dries up, so it becomes 23 to 34%. From 8 to 12% wet, it becomes 23 to 34, compatible with copramyl. It's even higher than copramyl. And there is also some amount of bypass protein for spent grains. So spent grains is a very good source of protein. And then the next one is we have rice bran. Now for rice bran, there are two types of rice bran, the D1 and the D2. D1 we refer to tiki tiki. This is really the real bran. Okay, this is really the real bran in the rice bran. And it contains oil. That is why it has it is also a good source of energy, because it contains oil. And because of this is also containing some polishings from the grain, so there is an amount of cereal starch into it. So that is why it is a balance. Tiki tiki is a good balance of energy and protein. So tiki tiki contains 14% to 17% crude protein. So it's fairly good. And rice bran D2 is the rice bran that is a byproduct of smaller rice mills. So if you try to get the byproduct of smaller rice mills, they have a D2, which is a mixture of tiki tiki and a small portion of hulls. Now, the simple stomach animals, they don't normally digest the hulls, but cattle can use that. The cattle can eat that one. Okay, so we can use this rice bran D2. However, if you try to compare the crude protein content of rice bran D2, it's just between 7 to 10%. Okay, it's good if you get 10%. So normally it averages up about 8%. So I'd like to discuss a little bit on the qualities of copramyl and rice bran, because these are very much available in our locality. Now we also have soybean meal. I included soybean meal, although this is not local, this is imported. But just in case you are feeding cattle and then you run out of copramyl or you run out of corn germ meal, so the best alternative that you can to support your protein needs is you can mix a little of soybean meal. Okay, so soybean meal, the strength of soybean meal is that it has a very good bypass protein as well. Now, when you feed ruminants, we need a good amount of bypass protein in order to develop better meat, because meat is composed of the muscles. Of course, when we talk about feeding cattle, when we would like to talk about steaks, we need some intermingling of fats that comes from energy in order to develop the marbling into the steak that we can have the prime steaks. Now, a brewer's yeast is also a good source of protein. It has high protein. It's about 40%. But this is very, it comes in very small amount as a byproduct of the making beer, but it has also a good bypass protein. So this two, soybean meal and brewer's yeast, could be used when like transition feeding for newly arrived cattle. So I'm just including that just in case you would want to use that. And this is also available. Okay, let me discuss about copra meal a little bit because we're talking about feed quality. So there are two types of copra meals I said before a while ago. Now, the first one is the expeller extraction type, which is a little bit lower in crude protein level, which is 17 to 18%. But it has a higher residual oil compared to the other type of copra meal. So the strength of this one is it has a balanced expeller extracted copra meal. It has a balance of protein and energy. However, you have to be careful with using copra meal that is expeller extracted, because there are copra meal that is higher beyond the normal residual oil. And if you happen to have that kind of copra meal, you have to reduce that level because it affects the palatability of your feeds. Now, if animals don't eat the feeds, of course, you do not meet the nutritional requirement. So, kailangan talaga na we have to keep watch on the palatability of feeds to the animals. So, ito lang yung parang precautionary measure of using expeller extracted copra meal. If it has a very high residual oil beyond the normal, you have to reduce the usage of that. And then the other one is the solvent extracted. This is higher protein level, 18 to 22%, but it's lower in residual oil. But the strength of this feedstuff in terms of cattle feed is that this is very palatable to the cattle. And based on our experience, we have experienced that the cattle performance using the solvent extracted copra meal as compared to expeller extracted is better, using this expeller extraction. Although it is a little bit higher in price, but it pays off with the palatability and the performance of the animals. Now, a tip in using copra meal in cattle feeds: use copra meal as 20 to 25% of the concentrate for optimum palatability of feeds. Now, this is based on our experience of a 60% concentrate and 40% roughage ratio in the ration. So you can play around with that. You can hindi naman hard and fast rules ito. You can take a look. You have to observe as a cattleman. You have to observe yung performance ng feeds na binigay mo. Kinakain ba ng animal, or is it palatable to the animal? But these are just for some of our experiences. Copra meal that has very high residual oil, use it below 20% of the concentrate. So yun ang copra meal, all about copra meal. Now, there are plants that produces the solvent extraction copra meal. I've known in northern Mindanao part. I don't know in the southern part because I haven't sourced copra meal in the southern part of Mindanao. Okay, for rice bran tiki-tiki and rice bran class B or the D2. Now, again, it is important for us when we buy feedstuff, it is important for us to know na yung feedstuff na binibili natin, it's within the quality standards. Because sometimes, again, this is per experience. Since we are receiving feeds by truckloads every day in Del Monte, Philippines, merong mga suppliers na talagang they just want to cheat on us, so they are adulterating itong rice bran is really a thing that can be adulterated. So itong tiki-tiki sometimes hinahalo nila yung super fine na mga hulls na hinahammer mill nila. Mix that with tiki-tiki, parang hindi na natin malaman kung is it really the pure tiki-tiki. Okay? So we tried to observe those qualities of tiki-tiki. Now for just a quick, just a rough test, if it is a real tiki-tiki, just squeeze it. Okay, you squeeze the tiki-tiki, and then when you release your hand, a tiki-tiki, a genuine tiki-tiki will not crumble right away. But if it is mixed with adulterated with hammer milled rice hulls, it crumbles easier than the tiki-tiki. So that is just a rough thing, because out there in the farm, wala tayong analyzer. So
yes,
you just have to develop that. Because
in addition, brother, ako hindi lang sa hulls ako na biktima. Ako nasubukan ko na rin kasi isa importante pag bumili tayo ng katulad ng rice bran or copra meal, na i-record natin yung average weight per bags. At one point, mayroon akong delivery na normally nasa 50 kilos lang yung average weight, and then ito biglang naging 70 to 80 kilos na yung isang sako ng rice bran. So tingnan nyo mga kabayan, pag yung average weight ay hindi na po nakakapaniwala, ang sa akin naman ang nilagay is limestone.
Okay.
Limestone. So hindi mo mahalata kasi kasama nung pinong darak is nilagyan ng pinong limestone. Pero napakadali pong hulihin yan. Unang-una, sa timbang po ng average weight ng isang sako, pag lagi po kayo bumibili ay magiging familiar na po sa inyong timbang. At pwede rin po na kumuha kayo ng sample at buhusan nyo po ng muriatic acid. Pag bumula po yan, ayan, hinaluan po yan ng limestone. Eh kung yung tiki-tiki po ay 12 hanggang 13 pesos, yung limestone po kasi 60 centavos lang. So, laki ng kita ng trader or yung mga ahente pag hindi natin naingatan. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And limestone can also be mixed into cassava meal if you are buying cassava meal. So you have to be careful with that. Now, tips for itong quality ng rice bran class B or the D2. Kasi may mga halong rice hulls yan. So that's given. But we can still use this. That is still a very good feed for cattle. So parang makukontrol yung quality. Just try sieving it using number 8 screen. Sieve it. And then yung maiiwan sa screen, if you weigh that, it should not weigh more than 15%. Because if it exceeds more than 15%, yung crude protein level niyan ay affected na. So usually on the average, it should run between 7 to 10%. So on the average, about 8% yung crude protein level ng rice bran D2. So pag hinaluan na yan ng more rice hulls, kasi gusto na rin makaginansya yung supplier mo, then lugi ka. So you have to know the quality of the rice bran D2 that we are receiving. So per experience at the feedlot, we sieve that, and then it should not exceed 15%. And then those are just some rough way of controlling quality of feeds, because in the absence of some testers, then we have to resort to certain measures. And then let's go na naman tayo sa energy feeds. Sa energy feeds, ito yung mga nagsusupply ng energy para it will the animals will fatten. It provides fats, it provides carbohydrates. So ito yung mga nagpo-provide ng energy, yung cassava. I'm including here corn, although you have to be careful with feeding corn, because it might just be a waste of money if you feed corn and you don't know how to feed corn. But just in case you run out of energy feeds, then you can buy corn. At least corn is also readily available in the market. So cassava, corn, copra meal is balanced also, so it can still provide energy. And then there's a molasses, and then rice bran tiki-tiki, as I said before. So itong mga nilagay ko dito yung mga energy content in terms of kilocalories per kilogram, so that we can match this one with the energy requirement of the animals for fattening. Okay, so nutritionists would know this well, but I'm just putting that on the side so that we will have some indications which are a good source of energy. Cassava is a really good source of energy. So kaya nga cassava, umi-increase yung demand ng cassava. So mahirap na magkumuha ng cassava this time, because cassava demand has really increased a lot. So I'd like to talk about cassava because cassava is not just the straight cassava chips or cassava, milled cassava, but there are some byproducts of cassava processing that can also be used. So let's move on for cassava. Let's talk about cassava. You can buy cassava as a dried chips. Okay, but I would not recommend that you feed it directly as dried chips. I would not recommend that because the digestibility of that inside the animals is not as good as when it is milled dried cassava chips. Okay, so it's good if you can process that in the farm and then pulverize it into a smaller size, so that it will be more digestible and you can obtain better results. Okay, so there is also a cassava as a residual pulp from starch extraction. I don't know kung familiar kayo pag nag-extract ng in Visayan it's called tayubong. It's the cassava starch. Yeah. So the extraction of tayubong, there is a pulp that is a byproduct of that. Okay, yun ang cassava as a residual pulp, and it still has a good residual nutrients, pretty good for feeding. The only thing of this material is that it's wet. It is about 85%, 75 to 80% moisture. What we did with this one is we tried to dry it sun dry, so that our purpose for sun drying it is it can be stored well, and you can stack it in the bodega. Okay, so if you have a starch factory nearby, that residual pulp can still be a good source of feeds for your cattle. Just know how to handle that. Okay, although of course it can be fed as wet basis, but you have to make sure that it will not make your feed very wet, because in our experience, the drier your feeds, the better for the cattle. So because if your feed is very wet, it will affect feed consumption though. Okay, so let's go to roughage. Roughage is the important component that prevents bloating. So we have green chopped corn, corn silage, pineapple pulp, pineapple leaves, Napier, banana peelings. Yeah, each one of these have different characteristics, but the most common roughage is the green chopped corn and corn silage. Okay, because it is available everywhere in the country, and also Napier. Let's talk a little bit about corn, chopped corn, and corn silage. So for green chopped corn, usually this is what we normally feed to newly arrived cattle, green chop. Okay, walang ibang halo, green chop lang muna, because cattle are well adapted to vegetable matter. So the tip for harvesting corn that has its optimum moisture and the optimum energy level is by looking at the milk line of the corn. So if this is the corn, the ideal is that itong milk line na ito, it has to be mid. From the tip to this part, if the milk line is in the mid of the grain, that is the ideal one to harvest. Okay. If you try to compare this with this one, the milk line is still nearing the tip. So this is relatively still younger. Let the milk line move towards the center, and then that's ideal for harvesting the corn for animal for ensiling or green chop. Okay, just for some tip to harvesting the optimum nutrient level of corn. Now, when we ensile corn silage, as we do the corn silage, the thing to know if that silage is a good silage, you smell it. If you can smell it, it's like a mixture of wine and vinegar due to fermentation. That's a good silage. Sometimes the silage is not done well, when you open that, it's like attacked with molds. It's not a good silage. A good silage, when you open it, it is smelling the smell of fermented organic matter, and it smells like wine and vinegar mixture. Okay, and then the color is like this. It's brownish green. So if you can take a look, if you take a look at this, the silage is not, the corn is not disintegrated, or that it did not rot. Only it just changed in color because it fermented. But this is a good silage. Now, important things to remember when we are doing silage, we're in siling, minimize air. So the air in between the chopped corn, it has to be minimized, so we compact it. Okay, we compact it and then process it right away as much as possible. Then cover and seal to prevent air from entering and ensiled material and keep it safe from flooding. So if we are just feeding just a few heads of cattle, then you can use something like this, silage bags as big as this. But if you are operating in a huge number of cattle, then you can use the silage plastic that is designed for silage. For water should be clean and available all the time. And clean water through at least once a week. You may add electrolytes to the water for newly arrived cattle to facilitate rehydration, because especially if the cattle is very stressed. Now it has tendency na dehydrate yung cattle. It's important that it will be rehydrated right away. So by putting electrolytes into the drinking water, it will help in the absorption of liquid back into the body. For vitamins and minerals, there are many vitamins and minerals available in the market right now. You may use that. Okay. Important thing is there is vitamin A, D, E, and then a calcium. Normally, we used to use dicalcium phosphate or oxymonodicalcium phosphate. Now we also mix milled lime into the concentrate. Then we also add some salt into the concentrate also. So just to augment the vitamins and minerals supply from your concentrate. Okay. So I think I have done my presentation, and that's all about my presentation. Let's just, if there is another session about transition feeding, that's also important. But since we are focused on locally available feeds, then yeah. If you have some questions, just please ask your question. Thank you so much.
Yes. Wow. Thank you very much, Brother Julius. And we really thank you for sharing ang experience mo. No? Imagine mga kabaka, ang guest po natin ngayon ay 12 years po ang experience niya sa pagbabaka. No? And hindi po biro yung numbers. No? 10,000 heads na feeder cattle, 3,000 head na herd animals, yung nasa ranso, at saka 350 na dairy, at saka may mga kabayo. So napakalawak po ng experience ng ating guest ngayong gabi. At tayo po ay nagpapasalamat na napaunlakan po tayo. No? Alam ko ang puso talaga ni Brother Julius ay para tulungan. Alam niyo yung advocacy namin sa Adelaide River Farm ni Kasamang Paul ay para matulungan yung mga backyard farmers na ma-value add. Kasi katulad ng ginagawa ng gobyerno natin ngayon, Brother Julius, where they are encouraging the young people to go back to farming. Ito lang ang point ko eh. Pag ang farming ay hindi kumikita, kahit pa sinong artista ang gamitin nating model dyan, pag nakikita ng mga kabataan na yung kanilang mga magulang na magsasaka ay lubog sa utang at halos isang kahig, isang tuka, ay hindi natin may encourage yung mga kabataan. That's why the topic tonight is really important na malaman natin kasi unang-una sa mga kababayan po natin gustong mag-feeding ng baka, it's really important na kung ano mayroon sa lugar ninyo, yun ang inyong ipakain sa inyong mga baka. Hindi pwede na kung ano yung pinapakain namin dito sa South Cotabato ay dadalhin namin dyan sa Luzon. Eh, sigurado ang mananalo po dyan sa atin yung LBC o yung to-go dahil sila ang kikita sa handling ng mga pagkain natin. So napakainan po ng presentation ng kasama nating si Brother Julius dahil nga po pinakita niya ano yung mga available na pagkain sa area. May dadagdag ko lang habang ginagawa nga namin itong plano namin tong ano na to, nakita ko katulad sa pag-iikot namin ni kasamang Paul dyan sa Luzon, maraming dahon ng ipil-ipil dyan. At yung tinuyong dahon ng ipil-ipil ay kasing ganda rin po yun ng copramil, no? Mura pa, no? Kayo lang mag-harvest. Ang ingatan lang po natin dyan na wag natin isama yung mga matitigas na sanga. Ang pinakamaganda po dyan, ibilad po natin sila doon sa net at papagpagin po natin o kaya pwede rin pong isama yung mga malalambot na stock, no? Nataas po ng ang ipil-ipil po ay 20% crude protein. Ganun din po yung medyo mababa nga lang, yung dahon po ng tubo, pwede rin po natin gamitin yon. Yung kugon, sobrang baba po ng crude protein ng kugon, pero worst comes to worst ay pwede po yan ipakain sa mga pastulan, no? Yung katawan ng saging, nasa 8% po ang crude protein yan. Kanya lang po, ang tubig po niyan ay nasa 91%. Ang ibig sabihin, para po makapakain tayo ng 9 kilos na dry matter, ay kailangan po magpakain tayo ng 100 kilo na katawan ng saging. So kaya lagi natin sinasabi yung dry matter kasi hindi nga po kinukonsider ng baka yung moisture content ng mga pinapakain po natin. Iihilang po nila dyan. So kasama din po yung nabanggit kanina ni Brother Julius, yung banana meal po, yung banana peel, yung balat po ng saging, ang moisture content din po niyan ay napakataas na sa 85%. So sa bawat 100 kilo na ipakain natin, nasa 15 kilo lang po yung dry matter na ma-convert. So ayan po, napakaganda, maraming salamat. At ngayon ay titingnan natin yung mga katanungan, re-reviewin natin yung mga pinos na katanungan ng ating mga kaibigan. May isa rito yung trigo. Brother Jules, ang trigo is yung wheat, di ba? Ito yung wheat.
Yeah, yung
yes.
wheat.
Okay. May nagtanong dito tungkol sa trigo. Alam niyo po, kabayan, yung nagtanong po ng tungkol sa trigo, sa Australia po ay gumagamit po kami ng trigo o yung tinatawag na wheat. Ang isa po nating problema dito sa Pilipinas, wala po tayong capability na i-process. Kasi yung buong butil po ng trigo, subukan nyo po yan ipakain sa baka ninyo. Karamihan po niyan ay sasama lang din po pagtai. So yung trigo, imbis sana nasabi ni Brother Julius kanina, garbage in, money out, garbage in or money in, garbage out tayo pag trigo.
Nabanggit mo yung nabanggit mo yung trigo na yan kasi yung usong-uso sa Batangas yan eh. Yung trigo na yan, doon sa mga kaibigan ko dyan. Palagi sila nagpapakain yan, malakas sila magpakain yan. Mamahal pa ng bili nila dyan sa trigo na yan.
Walang problema sa trigo kasamang Paul as long as nadadigest. Kaya importante na tingnan po natin yung tae ng baka, no? Sa Australia, ang ginagawa po namin sa trigo ay binababad namin sa tubig overnight and then bubambahan namin ng steam and then iro-roll. Kaya paglabas ng trigo, kamukha na ito ng Quaker Oats, yung breakfast cereals, no? Breakfast cereals. Para po ma-digest natin. Otherwise, kung nagpakain po kayo ng trigo at lumabas din po doon sa puwet yung trigo, lagi ko pong sinasabi, hindi yung baka yung tumaba, kundi yung manok po ng kapitbahay po natin. So, ingatan po natin, katulad din po ng sinabi ni Brother Julius kanina, yung crack corn, o yung kaya iba nagpapakain whole corn, subukan nyo pong tingnan yung tae po ng baka ninyo. Diyan po natin ma-judge kung yung pagkain po ninyo ay tama or mali. Kasi wala pong ibang magsasabi ng kung na-absorb po o hindi, o na-digest po o hindi ng alaga nating baka yung kanilang kinain, kundi doon sa kanyang tae. Kaya mahalaga po na araw-araw, inspeksyonin po natin yung tae ng baka at tingnan po natin kung natunaw o hindi. So, ayan po.
Isa pang maidagdag ko lang. Isa pang katanungan madalas ko na-encounter dito yung yung pagpapakain ng silage versus doon sa napier. Yan kasi yung usual dito sa ewan ko siguro all over the country, no. Yan usually ang available na na roughage. Yung silage na yan tsaka yung napier na yan. Pakipaliwanag ng konti sana kung ano yung advantages and disadvantages nito pagpapakain ng silage versus sa Napier. Kasi palagi namin na-encounter yung question na yan.
Okay. Ako siguro sa sagot niyan. Okay. Ang silage kasi sa totoo lang, kung tama yung paggawa, sabi nga kanina ni kasamang Julius, is dapat talagang walang hangin, di ba? Dapat yan, na-compact yan ng maayos. Kaya mayroon siyang pinakita kanina na example na dapat parang amoy wine, amoy red wine, na tama para Brother Julius?
Yeah.
Amoy suka, amoy red wine. Yun yung combination niya. Pag naaamoy kayo na parang sunog, ibig sabihin po ay sira po yung silage ninyo. So, dito sa discussion natin, provided na yung silage ninyo ay tama, ang ibig ko sabihin ng tama is naging anaerobic. At gusto kong i-challenge yung mga gumagawa ng silage na binabacuum. Gusto ko pong tingnan ninyo. Of course, sinasabi, kinakain ng baka. Kakainin talaga ng baka yan kahit sira. Kasi walang choice yung baka, lalo pag nakakulong. Pero ang tanong dyan, subukan yung ipa-analyze. Kasi po, ang tamang silage ay sadyang mataas sa energy at saka sa protina dahil mayroong grains. No? Ang kagandahan kasi sa silage, lalong-lalo na pag isang source lang, katulad sa Australia kasi, ang silage namin kung 300 hectares yan or 500 hectares, halos tinanim lang yan sa loob ng isang linggo at haharbisin yan sa loob ng isang linggo. Ang mangyayari doon, pag sinilage mo at saka tama yung pagka-prepare, yung energy at saka yung crude protein yan ay constant. Yan ang pagkakaiba doon sa cut and carry. Kasi sa cut and carry, wala tayong guarantee na yung dry matter ng kinat mo noong Lunes ay pareho doon sa dry matter ng ikakat mo sa Sabado. No? Dahil doon sa difference ng araw na tumatanda yung tanim. Wala naman din doon. Kanya lang, pag hinahabol mo yung efficiency, tatamaan ka dahil nga doon sa principle na pag yung nagbago yung pinapakain mo sa ruminants mo, na tulad ng diniscuss ni Brother Julius kanina, tinatamaan yung efficiency which is maybe 100 grams sa ADG mo or 200 or 300 grams, hindi mo nakikita yun dahil nga hindi naman natin na-measure. Kaya tayo lumalaban doon sa silage kasi yung silage constant. Hindi na nagbabago throughout your feeding period. Yung silage mo hindi nagbabago ng component provided na nakip mo siya on anaerobic stage. So, malaking word yung anaerobic, no? Ang ibig sabihin niyan is walang hangin, no? Kaya nakita niyo yung demonstration ni Brother Julius kanina, yung sako ng silage na pinakita niya, talagang bilog na bilog. Marami ako nakikitang sako ng silage diyan umiimpis. Anong indication niyan? Napasukan niyan ng hangin at nabulok kaya umimpis. Yan ang nagiging problema niyan o kaya sobrang taas ng moisture content. Brother Julius, may maidagdag po kayo, sir?
Yeah, totoo yan ang sinabi mo, Brother Arnel. In principle, mas mataas talaga yung nutritional level ng silage as compared to the fresh. Kasi, number one, nagre-reduce ng konti yung moisture. So, tataas yung level ng nutrients sa silage. And the fermentation process also increases the level of nutrients in the silage. Now, it's not bad with the cut and carry, but the thing is, you need to be consistent with that every single day so that it will not vary. That is very important because feeding cattle, fattening cattle over time, it should have a consistency of the feeds. Because we're dealing with microorganisms that are being built into the rumen, and that is the ones that breaks down the nutrients and to make it available as a nutrients for the animal. So yeah, that is right. Although in the absence of silage and the presence of Napier, you can still use the Napier as a roughage because it's still a good roughage and Napier.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So, ayan po, napakaliwanag po mga kabaka, no? Sana nasagot namin yung difference niyan. May isang tanong dito kasamang Paul, yung wet feeding. I don't know, Brother Julius, if you were able to visit the north. Ang ginagawa kasi doon, or even in Dumaguete, we saw some videos na hinahalo yung rice bran, kinakaukaw sa tubig at pinapakain sa baka. Do you have any comment on this, Brother Julius?
Yeah, we have. Actually, we have encountered something like that when the cattle importation from Australia halted because of the mad cow disease. And we have to resort to buy locally available feeder stocks. Even those broken to ropes, yung mga tinatali nga na mga baka, yun ang binibili namin. Now, what happens is, itong mga baka na ito, some traders are really naughty. Yung tinitingal nila yung baka. Mm-hmm. And together with rice bran, yes, sometimes corn bran or rice bran, they are forcing it on a wet feeding basis. Yung nangyari, pagdating sa feedlot namin, they did not last long. We experienced mortalities. Yeah. And most of those mortalities were coming from those cattle that were in a forced feed ng wet feeding. So the tendency of that is the cattle is not designed for wet feeding. The natural feed of cattle is grass, and it's not really that wet as in wet that when we administer the wet feeds, forcing that into the mouth of the animals. So kailangan talaga na we have to understand that, kasi pag napuno ng tubig itong rumen, affected pa rin yung rumen yung rumen activity, tinatawag natin rumen activity, pag napuno yan ng tubig. Because the rumen is not really designed to hold very much water. The animal knows when to drink water that is needed just the right for its rumen. So, yun ang comment ko ng wet feeding.
So, ang punto po na sinasabi ni kasamang Julius, mga kabaka, ay anything na hindi natural, no? Sinasabi natin, sinasabay natin sa pakain. Siguro, kung nakasanayan nyo talagang ipakain lang ng natural, wala namang problema. Pero ibang usapan po yung inahawakan natin sa ilong yung baka at saka pinipwersa natin, no? That's very inhumane, no? Napakahirap po niyan sa baka. That's tantamount to parang torture, do. That's why kami, anything na hindi natural, kaya nakita niyo naman nga sa Adelaide River, yung mga baka namin na nakatali ay pagdating sa feedlot ay binabitawan po natin yan. Kasi we want them to go back. If you maalala ninyo doon sa previous presentations po natin, meron po tayong 5 animal freedom na ino-observe. At kasama po dyan yung hindi sila nasasaktan at hindi sila nagiging uncomfortable, no? So yung wheat feeding, siguro kung nakasanayan nyo na parang pinapakain nyo ng natural, wala namang problema yan. Kanya lang, ang natural talaga is hindi hinahalo yan, no? Baboy lang ang pinapakain ng wheat feeding. Dahil nga kung nakita nyo doon sa tiyan na pinakita kanina ni Brother Julius, mayroong space kasi doon na kailangan may gas, di po ba? May portion na may gas. So pag na-flood natin yun, siguradong magkakaproblema, no, na mamatay yung mga microbes na nandoon sa tiyan ng baka. Okay, may isang tanong dito, yung leftover rice, no? Hindi pa ako naka-experience nito, pero ang isang problema natin dito, Brother Boyet Castillo, sir, yung sa restaurant kasi, ang isang problema po natin dyan, pag nagkaroon po ng katulad po niyan, pag sa restaurant, simple kumain tayo ng karning baboy, o kaya karning baka, o kambing, o kaya isda, at nahalo po yun doon sa pagkain. Ang nagiging problema po niyan, kung nakita niyo yung video natin about restricted animal materials, pinagbabawal po kasi yung pagpapakain ng mga animal byproduct doon sa baka. Yan po yung naging sanhi ng mad cow doon sa Europe dahil doon sa pagpapakain ng mga restricted animal materials. So yung leftover po na rice, baka mamaya may kasama po yung na isang slice ng karni baboy o isang slice na karni ng baka, maaring magsasanhi po yan ng sakit. At ang problema po dito, pag napasok po tayo ng mad cow, ay siguradong mamamatay po yung industriya ng pagbabaka. Brother Jules, may dagdag ka doon?
Yeah, totoo yan. Unless we can makontrol natin yung pagse-separate ng mga animal source materials, yung leftover rice lang talaga, pwede yan i-feed for as long as it's not contaminated with those materials. But my suggestion, if you are going to feed that, you mix that with the regular feeds of the animals. energy pa rin yan. It's the rice that also contributed to some portions of tiki-tiki that could still be used. For as long as you can also make that as a consistent feed.
Yes. That's the word. That's the word, Brother Julius.
That's the problem.
Kasi mga kabaka, kung ang pagkain po natin kung kahit anumang ingredients ay mayroon wala, mayroong konti, mayroong sobra, isa po yan sa isang pinakamalaking kalaban po para tumaba yung baka po natin. Ang baka po natin ay very demanding. Dapat consistent po tayo sa timbang, sa quality. Tama po ba?
Maliban na lang siguro kung ipagsasain mo araw-araw yung baka mo.
Pwede yan. Pagsasain mo araw-araw. Yeah.
Oo. May isa pang katanungan dito, Brother Julius, is yung grits, no? Yung rice grits, yung binlid, no? Siguro the same ito sa trigo. Tingnan niyo yung tae. Kung matunaw, then go ahead. Ang pinakamagandang gawin dito kung hindi natin kayang lutuin, kailangan kasi araw-araw andyan yan, is baka pwedeng ibabad at subukan natin. Babad natin sa tubig overnight. Tingnan natin pag hindi na lumalabas yung rice grits doon sa puwet ng baka.
May nagtatanong din dito about sa Napier, kung pwede raw ba i-silage yan.
Brother Jules?
Yeah, of course. Any form of vegetable material, for that matter, can be ensiled. The important thing is when we ensile these materials, we need to observe the proper process of ensiling. Number one talaga yung pag-exclude ng air. Kaya so it will be an anaerobic condition inside. Yun ang pinaka-importante. Now, we can modify silage making. We have tried putting in molasses into our silage to increase the, improve more on the energy content of the silage. And it did well. It also helped in the fermentation process. So, yung Napier pwedeng ensile yun, but you have to also cut it in a way like 1 to 2 inches long para it will be also readily available for the cattle.
Very good. Tama po yan. May isang katanungan dito. Sir, you mentioned careful in feeding the corn. So paano ba i-feed ang corn para hindi masayang ang feed? Brother Berks Kalipa Ayala, ang corn kasi sir, lalong-lalo na yung crack, tulad ng sinasabi ko, tingnan natin lagi yung tae. Pag ang pinakain po nating corn ay hindi po nadadigest ng baka at lumalabas lang sa puwet, yun po ang normal na problema. Sa the same po, katulad ng trigo, sa Australia kasi, ginagawa namin dyan, binababad sa tubig overnight, and then bubumbahin namin ng steam, at pag medyo lumambot na, iro-roll namin, kaya ang labas, katulad po nung chippy na cornflakes, no? Or yung cornflakes na kilogs na cornflakes. Yan po ang mukha ng pinapakain. Ang digestibility po niyan ay nasa mga 97%, 98%. So, yun po ang problema natin sa mga matitigas na feed ingredients. Pag lumalabas lang po sa puwet ng baka, ay we have to reconsider kasi nasasayang po yung pera, no? Unless may capability po tayo na i-process at hindi nasasayang, yun po ang gagawin natin. So, ang pinaka-best way po to feed corn is yung corn silage. Kasi pinakita ni Brother Julius kanina sa presentation niya, bata pa po yung bunga at yung bunga ay nagiging source din po ng protein. Pero yung corn grains po, pag matigas na po yan, ang moisture po niya nasa 12 to 13%, ay nahihirapan na po yung baka na i-break yan pagdating doon sa tiyan, at ang nangyayari niyan ay natatain na lang po.
Doon sa yung marami rin ako nakita dito yung katawan ng saging. Sa Batangas, dami nagpapakain din yan.
Yes, katawan ng saging. Ang katawan ng saging ay 91% water. So, kailangan magpakain ka. Kung gusto mong magpakain ng 9 kilo na dry matter, which is halos yun ang konsumo ng isang baka sa isang araw, kailangan magpakain ka ng 100 kilos na katawan ng saging. So kung tsatsagain mo yan, posibleng may resulta. Tsaka isipin mo, ano pa ang wala na, yun lang ang papakain mo. Sobrang baba pa ng ang crude protein yan is nasa 8% lang. So siguro desperate moves, no, during drought pwede. Pero to make business out of it, yung labor. Imagine, sa 100 kilos na pakain mo ng katawan ng saging, ay 9 kilos lang yung kanyang dry matter na pupunta sa baka. Brother Jules, may comment ka dyan?
Yeah, it can essentially be fed also, but as what Brother Arnold said, because of its high moisture, it might not be that worth feeding it alone. My suggestion, if it is really necessary because of scarcity of roughage, you can use that and then combine that with some other roughage so that it will reduce the requirements roughage na, like for example Napier, and then nag-scarce yung Napier. There are available Napier and there's an available of that banana stem. Then mix Napier and banana stem. But one thing is don't feed it one time right away. Okay, we don't know yet of kung paano magre-respond yung baka niyan.
Exactly.
So use it in a gradual way. So maybe you mix 1/3 of the banana or 1/4 of the banana stem, and then Napier is the 3/4 for the roughage. And then observe. That's the important thing. Obserbahan talaga kung ano yung how do the animals take it. Does it affect palatability? Because sometimes itong material na ito is sometimes there are animals that will not like to eat this kind of thing because the sap inside could be something that will affect palatability. So yun, observation talaga. When we feed animals, it is important to observe. Don't feed it right away that ganyan na talaga because that's what is available. That's very harmful to the animals because we are feeding ruminants and we need to be careful with changing feeds. So
that's
slowly,
why Brother Julius, yung next topic natin, di ba, naka-ready nga yung transition, napaka-importante yan. Kasi
yes,
pag hindi natin transition yan, nagtataka kayo hindi kinakain ng baka dahil binigla po ninyo. At tama yung sabi ni Brother Julius, mga kabaka, tandaan po natin yan, na kung nagpapakain tayo sa baka, we should be observant. Titingnan natin, kinakain ba? Tinatapon ba? No? Marami bang natatapon? No? Tumataba ba yung baka natin? Tingnan natin yung tae, baka mamaya yung tae sobrang tigas, sobrang lambot. No? Kailangan i-ano natin, itingnan natin yung tae lalo pag nagpapabago-bago tayo ng pagkain kasi ang best indicator that we are doing well in feeding the cows is the manure.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't know if you have experienced, Brother Julius, may nagtatanong, kamote, no? I did some research sa kamote. Basa din 80% ang moisture content at 8% lang ang crude protein. At ang kamuti ay may tendency ng poisoning pag sinama sa ibang ingredients. I think
yung yung balat ng palay. Ayan.
Balat ng palay, yung hulls.
Say about that.
Delikado po yun. Mataas ang silika nun. Dapat very moderate lang. Kaya tinitingnan nga natin, sinabi nga ni kasamang Julius kanina.
Ano yung silica? Ano yung silica?
Yung parang material sa paggawa ng glass. Di ba? Yung silica,
yeah.
Oo. So may ano yan, may kunting toxin diyan at saka yung ewan ko ano, may experience ka sa rice hulls yung balat mismo ng palay, Brother Julius?
In our experience sa feedlot kasi nagagamit kami ng D2. Yung rice hulls hindi talaga ma-digest ng baka. Okay. So what we are expecting as the function of rice hulls na nahalo sa D2 kasi tinitingnan ko yung mga manure, it contains the rice hulls, buo pa rin yung rice hulls doon sa manure.
Yes.
So yung function niyan is serving as the function as like the fibers na nag-stimulate sa rumen papillae at saka it serves like fibers. But if it is in excessive, yung silica, dangerous din yung silica kasi very abrasive din yung silica. So if it is fed in excessive amount, it's gonna hurt the animals.
Yes, that's true. So yan ang kasagutan niyan kasamang Paul. Brother Jules, may isang tanong dito. Paano daw malalaman na may bloat yung baka?
Per our experience, sometimes it's not sometimes because every day I go around the pens in the feedlot. Now, one of the things that yung parang I don't know anong Tagalog niyan, yung magkagot ng ngipin.
Parang parang nagka-crunching, oo.
Yeah, nagka-crunching, pero kasi yung baka na wala pang teeth, yung younger ones. Parang lang nag it's like crunching, pero it's like the gums that are crunching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are some indications na may bloating yung baka. And of course, you have to take a look at the stomach of the animal. If it is unusually huge, there are chances na nagbo-bloat yan. And then, I don't know how there is a portion in here that it sinks, it's sunken. Near the pelvis, there's a portion, it's sunken. And then the stomach is big. There's a tendency na nagbo-bloat yung baka.
Because of the gas, yeah. So yan po yan. Sir, yung pulp ng sugarcane, pwede din po ba ipakain? Hindi ko alam yung pulp, bro, pero baka yung sinasabi mo is yung bagaso. Yes, yung bagaso pwede yan ipakain kung wala ka na talaga ibang source. Kanya lang, of course, medyo mababa na yan at saka sobrang taas ng dry matter din yan. Pwede yan ipakain pag talagang desperate na. Pero tingnan din kung natutunaw, no? Balat ng saging saba, pwede po bang ipakain sa baka? Sir
Yes,
Jules.
Precisely. It is it could be fed, but one thing lang yung tip na one word of advice if you feed the peelings sa banana, kailangan i-remove yan from the big bulk sa balat. Kung pwede lang, you chop it into 1 inch long para it will be more digestible sa baka.
Yung ano daw, yung kopra, nagaling sa koprahan, siguro yung puti ito. Yung
yan ang gusto kong i-try, Paul. Actually,
pwede ba yun?
Gusto kong subukan yan. Pag murang-mura siguro ang kopra, subukan
kasi
natin.
Kasi diba, bagsak na ng mga this past few months, bagsak ang presyo niyan eh.
Yes, gusto ko i-trial yan, na yung buo kasama yung oil niya. Sigurado, I'm sure maganda yan. Sa baboy lang, problema niyan, masyadong mataba yung baboy mo, tulog yung taba ng baboy, no? Pero I guess sinong gusto mag-trial diyan, tulungan ko kayo. Let's try it for your cattle. Malay mo we'll find something because I always believe on the miracle of the coconut, no? I grew up under the coconut. I am a coconut boy. Nagbubunot ako ng lubi when I was younger. So I like to try it. So kung may mga magbabaka diyan na may consistent na supply ng kopra, no? Contact us, let's do something about it. Try natin, wala namang mawawala eh. May tanong dito si Margie Pawila, 1 hektarya ng mais na sinilage, ilang baka po ang mapakain sa loob ng 120 days or 100 days po, Ma'am Margie? Normally po kasi, pag tama po yung irrigation natin at saka tama yung variety natin, kaya natin kumuha ng 40 tons din eh. Actually, dyan sa Pampanga, sa Mexico, may mga umaabot dyan ng 40 to 50, may mga 60 tons pa dyan eh, kasi maganda yung patubig nila dyan. 20 kilos per head per day po yung allocation natin dyan. So, ibig sabihin, pwede pong 20 heads po yung ipakain po natin. Okay. Iba pang alternate na fooder. Marami naman po. Yung mga, basta importante lang, yung mga anything na agricultural byproducts na edible, no? Pwede yan. Yung pulp na ng pinya, katulad sa amin. Yung dayami, pwede rin po natin ipakain yan. Kanya lang, of course, yun nga lang, matrabaho. Tapos speaking of yung nabanggit kanina ni Brother Julius, yung importance ng chopping. Kasi ang importante po dito, yung bakit po kailangan natin i-chop. Kasi po, pag mahaba po yung dayami or yung balat ng saging, pag nangat-ngat na po yan ng baka kalahati at kinain po yan, nahuhulog na po yan sa kanyang paanan, hindi na po yan makakain. So, ganun din po sa Napier. Kasi nakita ko yung Napier, pinapakain ng buo. Ang dami pong natatapon. Ganun din po sa dayami. Kaya importante po yan, natantarin po natin para karamihan po ng pagkain, siyempre ginastusan po natin yan ng krudo o ng gasolina para kunin. Kailangan po tatantarin po natin para po lahat ay nakakain po ng mga hayop po natin.
Oh, tsaka napakasiselan din ng baka, no? Pag nalaglag yan, talaga hindi nila kinakain eh. Pag natumihan na, parang tao din yung mga yan.
Yes, may isang tanong po rito si Sir Augusto Obarde. Sir Arnel, pwede bang ipakain ng baka yung tuyong tangkay ng mais na pinagpitasan? Yes, sir. Pwede po. Lalong-lalo na po yung mga nagsusweet corn. Napakaganda po niyan dahil green pa po, no? At dito sa amin, yung mga nagtatanim po ng commercial seeds, minsan po may mga green pa po na natitira. Pwede pa rin po yan. Habang tumutuyo po siya, habang tumatanda, medyo bumababa po yung nutritional value. Pero worst comes to worst, pwede po yan. Ang pinakamaganda po talaga dyan is tatantarin po natin para hindi po nasasayang. May comment kayo doon, Sir Julius?
Yeah, correct. We call that corn stover. Yung
Yes.
tuyo na ano. Pero kailangan yan na we have to process that properly because medyo harder na yung fibers niya and it might be difficult to digest, although it still serves as fiber as roughage to stimulate the stomach. But in terms of nutritional value, it might not be as good as yung fresh pa. No? But if it is still greenish, then that is still good. But if it is really scarce, then you can use that. The principle of using byproducts for as long as they are not toxic, try to mix and match, like a mix and match. So for example, if you have that corn stover, in order for that to be more palatable to the animals, you mix that with a little green. Okay, so it's just the art of combining all these things. For example, yung bagaso for as long as wala yung external covering ng sugarcane,
yes,
yung internal lang, yung internal na bagaso, you can use that because since it's very dry, you can use that to correct moisture while taking advantage of its fiber content. So sometimes we use that. We call that filler materials in the feedlot because if we are using molasses, it makes the feeds very wet. And when the feeds is wet, then the surface of the feeds will harden, and it is difficult for the cattle to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So we would like to correct that. So we use some filler materials like the bagaso. We can use that to fill in so that the moisture is corrected. So there are many ways that we can use.
Tama. Yun, ang gandang sagot po ni Sir Julius doon. Sir Julius, any remedy daw po sa bloat? Sabi ni Sir Cyrus, di pa may law. Bloat, sir, paano maiwasan ang bloat or paano ang remedy? Nakikita ko may tumutusok diyan ng mga ng karayom. Sa inyo, anong ginagawa niyo, sir?
We haven't tried using that one, but what we did was to reduce the amount of concentrate and go back to
roughage.
More of the roughage.
Yes. That's the
i-reiterate ko lang yung sa dami kasi ng mga na roughage na pwede natin ipakain. Ang ulitin ko lang, palagi namin sinasabi, we would just like to reiterate na ang pinakamahalaga sa sa cattle feeding dito yung palagi yung consistency ng ipapakain natin hindi talaga pwede pabago-bago yung papakain natin. Kasi ang dami ko kasi nakikita sa mga backyard kung ano-ano lang yung pinapakain araw-araw. So yung paglaki ng baka talagang
purong sulong.
Right, that's really right.
Kung ano lang yung meron dyan, yun lang pinakakain. Hindi po pwede yun, mga kabaka. Hindi talaga ubra yun. Mahihirapan tayo magpataba ng baka kapag gano'n.
Exactly. Tama si kasamang Paul dyan. Uurong sulong po yung pag-alaga ninyo. Sir Julius, may isang tanong. How about yung dry pods? Pinagbalatan ng bunga ng munggo, or suya, or patani, or kadyos? Dry pods.
Yeah, but we haven't really looked into the analysis of that those things. We only have tried the house of coffee, but for those, I'm sure they could be fed to the animals. We just have to process it very well in order for it to be more palatable to the animals. I know these are byproducts. This can be fed to the animals. But again, let's go back to the question: Can we have a consistent supply of these things into the into the feed. So
Yes.
if my suggestion is, if you have like for example about 50 kilos of that, and then you want to feed that to the animals, then make that 50 kilos last for about two weeks. What I mean is, get a kilo of that, and then mix that with the rest of the ingredients. It's not that you just feed it the whole thing and then there's no other ingredients. Make that as a component of your feeds so that it will become consistent. So it will be available for at least 2 weeks of feeding, and then you get consistency. It's something like that. And number two, if you are taking a look at how you can store that properly without damaging its quality.
Yeah,
that's important. Yeah. So the best thing is to dry the feeds so that you can store it very well without ensiling.
Yes.
Now, if the feeds is wet, then you have to resort to ensiling.
Yeah, and maalala ko lang, no, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Julius na malaking bagay yun. Yung storage. Kasi katulad po ng D1 at saka dito na darak. Pag yan po ay pinamahayan na po yan ng bukbok, nako, malaking problema po yan. Mapait na po yan. So, kailangan po yung inventory natin at saka yung quality control natin ay titingnan natin na dapat walang bukbok. Kasi pag may bukbok na po yan, tikman nyo po yung tiki-tiki nyo, yung D1 dapat manamis po yan. Pag mapait na po yan, ibig sabihin hindi na po yan po pwede. So, sayang din po yung binabayad natin sobrang mahal at mababa po yung quality. May isang question si Sir Alex Passion dito. Yung durog na bihon na tapos babad sa tubig, nasubukan nyo na po ba? Ako personally, sir, hindi. Pero may alam akong feedlot na malapit lang sa amin na nagpapakain po ng yung mga mga bihon na reject po sa factory nila. So, pwede po yan. Walang problema po. May isang tanong dito. Okay, Paul, go ahead.
Can we use hog feeds sa mga baka, sir?
Hog feeds. Ako sasagot niyan. Okay. Tingnan nyo yung hog feeds ninyo. Pag mayroon po yung bone meal, meat meal, fish meal, blood meal, iwasan po natin. Anything, tingnan nyo po yung video natin on restricted animal materials na minsan po ay ginagamit nila sa mga poultry feeds at saka sa mga hog feeds. Pag mayroon pong produkto ng hayop, byproduct ng hayop, sa mixture po ng pagkain ng baboy at saka pagkain ng manok, dinidiscourage po namin kayo na gamitin yan kasi baka dyan po magsimula ang problema natin sa mad cow. Sir Julius, do you have comment on that?
Yeah, exactly. That's my only issue with hog feeds because normally they would resort to animal byproducts because it has a very high good quality protein. But let's not feed that to cattle because that was the cause of mad cow disease.
Yes, okay. May tanong si Sean Javier, Sir Arnel, about sa copra compare sa copramil. Ang copra may langis niya, sa tingin nyo, gaano kadami ang copra na kaya pwedeng ipakain? Kasi may langis pa. Sir, PMS, kasi pag-aaralan pa natin ito. Mag-eksperimento po tayo rito. Kung may sapat po kayong supply ng niyog na ipapakain sa baka ninyo, let's do some trial. Hindi naman po pwedeng 100%, I'm sure. Pero tulad ng sinabi ni Sir Julius kanina, kailangan lang may consistency ng supply at tingnan po natin gaano karami yung baka nyo at saka gaano karami yung niyog ninyo at saka kung ano pa yung mga ibang raw materials na mapaglaruan po natin.
Baka pwede mo nang isabay dyan, Nel, yung natatanda mo yung nakita natin na coffee hulls.
Coffee hulls, yes. By all means, yung coffee hulls, pwedeng, tama pala, Paul.
Mamaya, masarap ang karne ng
Idaanan natin para maglasang Starbucks naman yung karne ng baka natin.
Baka maglasang Starbucks.
Si Sir Edward Lacanilaw, sa Napier, sir, kasama na stock niya sa chop at pakain. Yes, sir. Pag nagkatay ng Napier, kailangan nakadikit po sa lupa. Kailangan at least 1 inch lang po yung matitira sa lupa dahil ang importante po dyan, kailangan po magraton nung Napier natin. Pag mataas po ang putol natin dyan, ay hindi na po magraraton yan at masisira na po yung Napier. So kailangan, pag tinabas po natin yung Napier, sagad sa lupa para tubuan po yung isang putol. Tutubuan niya ng mga 2, 3 hanggang 4 na panibagong followers, no, or panibagong napier. So yes sir, kasama po yung stock doon sa ipapakain po natin.
Ito, Azola. Pwede ba ipakain niya Azola?
Sir Julius, Azula sir, yung floating mataas ang ang nutrients.
Yeah, protein. We haven't tried Azola though, but to me it is possible. Wala namang mga negative na impact ng Azola. And one of the good thing about Azola, it has a high protein level. But we just need to have that
consistent na naman
in bigger, larger quantity, or otherwise we can use Azola. We mix that with some other roughage.
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct. Si Sir J. Moore Muñez. Good evening, Sir Arnel. Marami pong balat ng pineapple dito sa amin. Pero nung sinubukan namin ipakain sa baka, ayaw kumain. May dinagdag pa ba kayo sa pineapple para kainin ng baka, sir? Transition po yan, sir. Transition lang po. Kakainin po ng baka yan. Send us pictures. I-guide namin kayo. Napakadali pong gawin yan. Kailangan lang po wag niyong biglain. I-PM niyo po kami at tuturuan namin kayo kung paano po yan gawin. Yun tulad ng sinabi ni Sir Julius kanina, anything na agricultural byproducts na edible sa tao ay pwedeng kainin ng baka, karamihan dyan. Pero ang problema, pag hindi po natin iningatan yung transition, ay siguradong hindi po yan kakainin. So ang sagot po niyan, proper transition lang po. Sir, ang corn silage is a mixture of dry matter in moisture. Paano po namin malalaman ang dry matter ng corn silage? Si June Apostol. Ito, sir, kung may microwave po kayo, napakadali pong malaman yan. Gagawa po kami ni Pastor Julius ng video about pag-determine po ng dry matter sa mga raw feeds po natin itong mga susunod na araw para mag-guide po namin kayo kung paano po nyo malaman yung dry matter po ng mga pakain po natin sa hayop. So anyway, andyan si Pastor Julius. Gagawin po namin yan very soon. Hog feeds, nasagot na po natin yan. Ipungango ng saging, ilabay-bay, ingon si Bradbong, as much as possible, ingon si Brother Julius, ilabay ang pungango sa saging. Tama man no, brother?
Just separate it, yung pungango. Pwede makain yan sa baka. But you just separate that, i-chop yung balat ng saging, i-chop na yan. Because kung nandoon yung tip ng balat, it holds the entire balat together.
So separate lang siya.
Separate lang siya.
Pero pwede pa rin ipakain.
Pwede pa rin.
Okay, very good. Okay. Dried fish, pwede po bang ihalo sa pagkain ng baka? Again, sir, fish meal po yan. Hanggat maaari, iwasan po natin kasi hindi po siya agricultural, hindi po siya plant product po. So, iwasan po natin ang anything na hindi galing sa tanim sa pagpapakain po sa baka. Okay, si Arnel Angeles. Okay, anyway, sa mga hindi po nakapanood, yung mga late ngayon, no? Ipopost po namin ito sa YouTube channel namin siguro mga 3 days from now. Tingnan po ninyo. Azula, nasagot na po natin dyan. Pwede po ba ang palm oil kernel at kung pwede po ba paano ang process for feeds? Yes, sir. Gumagamit po kami niyan. Ang indication lang po yan dahil medyo mas mababa po yung nutrients ng palm kernel. Yung galing sa palm oil. Marami din sa Indonesia, Brother Julius.
Yeah.
Yung sa palm kernel oil. Ginagamit po namin yan, sir. Ang indication lang po yan, dapat mas mababa po siya ng mga 3 pesos sa Copra Mill para economical po yung 3 to 4 pesos po dapat ang price difference ng mas mababa yung palm kernel cake compared doon sa Copra para maging economical po. Pero pag wala po kayong Copra Mill, access ng Copra Mill sa lugar ninyo, ay pwede po ito. Tingnan nyo lang po, laruin nyo lang po yung proportion para sa palatability. Kasi minsan, pag binigla po natin tulad ng sinabi ni Brother Julius kanina, ayaw kainin dahil nabibigla sila. So, dahan-dahan po, transition ang pag-introduce. Sir, pag yung sa sweet corn ba gagawing silage, Ano po ang pinagkaiba ng nutrients niya kasi wala na siyang grains compared doon sa mais na talaga kasama ang grains. Sir Julius, sir, yung sweet corn na pinagtanggalan ng ng bunga ng mais.
Yeah, of course, it will a little bit lose in terms of protein and energy, because what is being left is the vegetable matter na. Mm-hmm. So it would have a slightly lower amount of energy and crude protein, because yung bunga nagpro-provide rin yun ng energy and protein. So although it would not be very drastic, but it will definitely be lower in energy and crude protein levels.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly. Thank you, sir. What can you share, mga sirs, about sa paggamit na ng protein nitrogen like urea? Si Sir Arnel Angeles. Sir, we don't, pag hindi kasi sanay at saka pag hindi po nakalinya yung enough na pagkain nyo, raw feeds at saka sa concentrate po ninyo, yung paggamit ng urea ay hindi po natin basta-basta tinuturo sa mga magbabaka dahil toxic po ang urea at pag nagkamali po tayo ng gamit dyan, ay magiging sanhi po yan ng pagkamatay po ng baka. So kami, we don't discourage the use, we don't encourage the use of urea for sa mga magbabaka na hindi naman talaga seryoso na kailangan may inventory level ka sa raw feeds mo at saka sa concentrate mo. Otherwise, kasi napakaganda po gamitin ito. Kanya lang, pag nagkamali po tayo dito, patay po yung hayop natin. Anong masasabi mo, Brother Julius?
Yeah, that's precisely right. The usage of urea also needs the proper supervision of expert in nutrition, because otherwise, pag hindi, and then we also need to be very careful. We have to mix that thoroughly. Otherwise, if it is taken in concentrated amount, it may kill your animal.
Yes. And we have to take note that the use of urea is very little lang sa baka. So it's sobrang liit, no? Very, very small amount. And of course, pag di tayo careful dyan ay delikado po. How about maramais for cows as compared to Napier in corn? Do you have experience sa maramais, Sir Julius?
We haven't experienced that. Ano yung maramais?
It's like a grass din siya, medyo lang, parang young corn na hindi siya lumalaki ng mahaba. Parang young corn, parang leaves niya katulad din sa mais. Of course, actually ito, nakita ko to. Pwede rin sir ito, no. Ang importante lang nito, Sir Mike Suler, is yung katulad nga, ang average kasi natin dito by as fed is at least minimum kailangan may 20 heads, may 20 kilos po tayo per head na allocations every day. Nabanggit pala kanina ni Brother Julius, yung pagpapakain po kasi ng baka, meron tayong tinatawag na maintenance at saka above maintenance. Do you like to go further on that, Pastor, on the maintenance and above maintenance para doon sa fattening na we need to go over the maintenance or yung maintenance like the breeding herd? Do you want to go further on that?
Yeah, if we are going to feed, like we talk of maintenance feeds, this it's just like yung nag-work out tayo para magpa-reduce ng weight natin. So we just feed the animals at an intake that will maintain its body score. Meron kasi mga body scores yung gaano kataba yung animal. So we just want to maintain the energy and the protein levels of what is needed every day para yung animal hindi din papayat, ma-maintain yung body score ng animal. Now, kung gusto natin patabain yon, then we need to increase the amount of nutrients na intake ng baka para mag-a-add ng muscles at saka mag-a-add ng fats into the body. Now, usually, when we talk of maintenance, merong mga data yan sa maintenance ng amount of dry matter needed for maintenance. Then there is also amount of dry matter needed for, let us say, 1.2 kilograms of ADG. Meron yan sa mga data ng cattle nutrition. So, for example, gusto natin ipapataba ng ang baka ng about 1.5 kilograms of ADG, meron siyang corresponding na just about 10 kilograms of dry matter per head per day. Yun ang basis mo na mag-feeding tayo.
Yes.
Yep.
So, ang bilis pala ng oras, halos naka 1.5 na tayo. Sorry, Brother Julius, sabi ko 15 minutes lang tayo. Anyway, last na lang yung sa saging, yung banana chips, pwede pong ipakain yan. Yung ibang mga tanong po ninyo rito, would be okay with you, Brother Julius, na sagutin na lang doon sa live feed po natin later or tomorrow, whenever you have the time. Masagot po yung ibang katanungan dito. Pero overtime naman po ulit tayo, mga kabaka. And kami ay lubos na nagpapasalamat. Napaka-busy po nito ni Sir Julius, no? At nasa Jakarta po siya ngayon. At pasalamat po kami na pinaunlakan niyo po kami. Sana, Sir Julius, hindi lang ito yung first. Ang dami naming natutunan ngayong gabi. At liwanagin lang po natin sa mga nanonood, yung shinare po namin sa inyo ay actual experience po namin yan sa pagbabaka. At ang iba po dyan ay malamang wala po sa libro o wala po sa mga tinuturo sa paaralan. Pero yan po ay actual naming experience. Narinig nyo naman po yung sinabi ni Brother Julius kanina na 10,000 heads po yung baka na pinapataba nila at mayroon silang 3,000 heads na breeder at may 350 heads sila na milkers, no, dairy. So nothing beats the experience, ika nga. Kaya kami rito sa Adelaide River Farms, talagang ang ini-invite po naming mga resource speaker ay yung mga talagang experience at saka mga hands-on na mga practitioner po sa pagsasaka. Dahil yun nga po, lagi po naming pinapanalangin sa inyo na sana po yung pagsasaka sa Pilipinas ay kumikitang pagsasaka, kasi paano natin ma-convince yung mga kababayan nating umuwi sa probinsya para magsaka, yung mga anak ng mga magsasaka o kaya yung mga kabataan natin na bumalik sa pagsasaka, kung yung kanilang mga parents ay lubog sa utang, yun nga po ang problema. Kaya lagi po naming sinasabi, lalong-lalo na po sa Department of Agriculture, Manong Willie, Secretary na Imbang Arabio, sir. Baka pwede nyo pong tingnan yung ginagawa po namin na gusto po namin ipaabot sa mga farmers na mayroon pong kita sa pagbabaka, mayroon pong kita sa pagsasaka, at tingin ko po bottom line po para marami pa po kasi tayo, mayroon pa po tayong 2.6 million na baka sa Pilipinas. Tama yon kasamang Paul, di ba? 2.6, 2.5 something. Mr. Secretary, sir, mabalin tayong aramidan, sir, ti paraan daytoy baka tayo nga nabati ti Pilipinas, na sana wag nating katayin yung mga baka natin na hindi pa po tumaba. So kailangan po, sir, turuan natin yung mga farmers natin. Itong webinar po natin ngayon, patunay po yan na ang dami pong mga raw materials dito sa Pilipinas na tinatapon lang po natin, mga dayami na sinusunog, mga pagkain po na basura. Sa baka po yung basura maging pera, hindi po garbage in, garbage out, no? Garbage in, money out po sa pagbabaka. So kailangan lang po, Mr. Secretary, suruan tayo dagiti mga kakabsat tayo nga mga magbabaka, tapnuhan nga masayang dagiti mga baka nga partyen tayo nga hampay nga nalumag. So yan po. And Brother Julius, sir, maraming salamat talaga, sir. Really appreciate your time. Alam po namin.
Salamat, Brother Julius. Maraming salamat sa iyo.
Sana po, sir, we will ask you for your parting words.
Yeah, I would like to thank you sa time na ibinigay for me to be able to share. It is my pleasure to be able to give back to the cattle industry in the Philippines. Di ko alam kung bakit binigay ng Panginoon ang experience na yan, but I know that there is something that I need to give back to the farmers that are engaged in cattle fattening. Those who would like to be engaged in cattle fattening, it is my pleasure to be of help. Kasi yun ang maitutulong natin sa mga kababayan natin na maiangat yung income in the hope na magkakaroon ng better quality of life sa farmers natin doon sa probinsya. And thank you so much, Brother Arnel, for inviting me, for having me in your program. And Bro Paul, thank you also.
Maraming salamat.
And Pastor Julius.
Pastor Julius, Pastor Tangay, thank you very
Sir,
much.
batiin niyo po yung mga kapwa nating OFW, sir, sa buong mundo. Marami po tayong nakikinig dyan.
Magandang gabi po sa mga OFW ako OFW rin. And I would love to be of help kung there is an opportunity, especially sa pagbabaka. I would love also to greet my friends from in Jakarta, and all my friends also from the US.
Bukidnon.
And of course, yes, Bukidnon. Thank you so much.
And sir, we extend our regards to your wife. Thank you for Ma'am says thank you po sa pagpahiram po kay Pastor Julius po sa amin. And now let's go to another Pastor Julius. Pastor Julius Paler. Unmute sir and say your parting words.
Okay, sa mga nanood ho, maraming salamat sa inyo. Again, yung desire lang talaga ng Adelaide River Farm is makatulong ho sa ating mga magsasaka, sa ating mga kabaka, at higit sa lahat sa ating mga mamamayan. So, we hope na itong konting program natin ay nakatulong sa ating lahat.
By the way, mga kabaka, lahat po ng mga videos po natin, lahat ng mga posters po natin, si Pastor Julius po gumagawa yan. Kaya Pastor, thank you and congratulations sa 11 months old mo na baby. Bigyan natin ang panahon sa partner natin sa Makati na magtatlong buwan nang hindi nakakapasyal dito sa farm, si partner Paul Alcoriza. Batiin natin yung mga kasama rin natin dyan sa Manila, Sir Paul.
Oh, sabik na ako makabalik sa farm. Ayoko na dito. It's been almost 4 months na ako hindi nakapunta sa Mindanao. Just for your information po. Nako, every month napupunta ako ng farm talaga just to get away from the city life, no? Nag-spend ako ng mga 7 to 10 days dyan sa farm every month. Kaso, unfortunately, ito ang sitwasyon natin ngayon. Anyway, gusto kong batiin mga nanonood dito sa parte ng Luzon, dito sa Manila, yung mga nandyan sa Batangas, Pangasinan, sa Pampanga, Bulacan areas. Magandang gabi po ulit sa inyo. Sana po marami po kayong natutunan ulit ngayong gabi na to. Tsaka sana po sa maliit na pamamaraan namin ganito, kahit paano makatulong po kami sa mga aspiring farmers. Meron pong kita sa paghahayupan at sa pagbabaka. Sana po maging inspirasyon po kami sa inyo na huwag pong kalimutan ang agrikultura dito sa ating bansa. Dahil again, food security po ang pinag-uusapan natin, lalo po sa mga panahon ngayon na nararanasan natin. Diyan po natin matatandaan palagi ang kahalagahan siguro ng agrikultura. Dahil food safety po ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Makakalimutan po natin yung mga luho natin sa buhay na yan, kung ano pa man yan. Pero hindi po natin makakalimutan kumain. Kaya sana po, in God's will, sana matulungan tayo kung sinong ipadadala ng Panginoon dyan na para makatulong din tayo, maging instrumento tayo, para lalo pa tayo makatulong sa mga kapwa natin magsasaka. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat po at magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
Yan po, maraming salamat kasamang Paul. And of course, ang ano po natin, magpapaalam na po tayo. Ito po muli si Arnel Corpus. Yan po, sana ngayong gabi ay may natutunan po uli kayo. At ang schedule na po natin ay every Friday, alas 8 po ng gabi, ang ERF live po natin. At subaybayan nyo po na next Friday may mga guest na naman po tayo na makakatulong sa atin. At ayan po, sana patuloy nyo pong suportahan ang mga magsasakang Filipino. Mabuhay po kayo. And again, yung mga kababayan natin sa Luzon na Imbagarabillo Apo, keep in touch. Sa mga kapwa ko OFW, lalong-lalo na ngayon, marami pong umuwi. So tingnan po natin yung sa yung sa OFW Reintegration Program. Ang Adelaide River Farms po, kasama po ng aking partner na si Paul Alcoriza, kami po ay sumusuporta sa inyong pag-uwi. Ganon din po yung mga balik probinsya, yung mga nasa Manila, nasa mga malalaking syudad na gustong umuwi ng kani-kanilang probinsya. Tingnan niyo po yung pagbabaka, no? So sa mga baguhan po, tingnan niyo po, meron po kaming Facebook page, Adelaide River Farms, at meron po kaming YouTube channel, no? Adelaide River Farms din po. Paki-like na lang din po at subscribe para po pag may mga bago po kaming video ay masundan po ninyo at mapag-aralan po ninyo. Marami na po kaming mga videos dyan na ginawa ni Pastor Julius para po sa inyo at pwede nyo rin po kaming i-message dito sa Facebook para po maalalayan po namin kayo. So, ayan po, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong oras again. Overtime po tayo, pasensya na po kayo. At sana po pagpalain tayo ng Panginoon at stay safe pa rin po kahit na medyo lumuwag na po at i-maintain pa rin po natin yung mga health protocol, mga social hygiene at saka social distancing para hindi po tayo tamaan ng COVID. So yun lamang po at maraming salamat po and nawa nasa mabuti tayong kalagayan and God bless you. Thank you.